Welcome back to Two Studs Deep. My name is Sony,
And I'm Peter.
and today we're going to be doing almost like a movie review. We just went to see Piece by Piece, the big old movie revolving around our buddy Pharrell Williams. Yeah,
Have you ever heard of him?
no. I bet a lot of people haven't heard of him actually, because he worked a lot of the times behind the scenes of music.
But they've heard his music.
Yeah, definitely have heard his works. I think a lot of people know him by Happy just because that was something he produced and sang himself.
hmm
But he's actually been behind a lot of very famous, especially hip hop artists' music. So it was cool to watch.
So we did talk about this a little bit in our very first episode we ever did. I
Mhm.
know 4 episodes ago. We're
Yeah.
1 month in. Wow.
Yes.
Uh, essentially, I think we both kind of agreed to a certain point where it seemed like he's one of the most narcissistic people possible, saying he's
Yeah.
special and all that.
Yeah. In the trailer, he definitely had Kanye West vibes. Minus, like, the slur dropping. So, a little
So
bit tamer than Kanye in that
it's
way.
kind of funny
Yeah.
because I thought about Kanye during this movie.
Yeah, yeah,
And there was a scene
definitely.
in the middle of the movie where there was a singing fish, and I'm like, "Oh,
Mhm.
it's Kanye."
Yeah, reminds me of the Kanye West South Park episode, so definitely.
Uh, what's your initial thoughts of the movie? We just got back. We're filming this super fresh. It's fresh in our
Yes.
minds.
Yeah, we watched it this came out well, this technically comes out October 11th,
Mhm.
and we just watched it today's the October 10th, so we watched it the night before I think it officially comes
Yeah,
out,
it's just
like the premiere
yeah,
thing. There wasn't a crowd at the theater.
no.
There were definitely plenty of seats,
There's one family to the right of us,
yeah,
probably 3 young
who
kids.
had your seat,
Yes,
and so you had to kick them away, which
yes.
was very funny because it's like there's nobody in there, but somehow someone was in your seat.
Yeah.
That was very funny. Um, Overall, I liked the movie. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yes.
I have really mixed feelings about this. I As a movie, I thought it was horrible.
Mhm.
I enjoyed some of the visuals,
The visuals were excellent.
and as a story, I just couldn't get into it because it just seemed to be a very unlikable character.
Yeah, so the character definitely wasn't super likable. I mean, if you look at like Pharrell Williams, again, he is like
Mhm.
kind of an egotistical guy. And you could even tell by the movie though.
Yes.
They did portray him as a guy who was kind of obnoxious, kind of in everybody's way a little bit, very pushy
Mhm.
and stuff. So I feel like they didn't hide it,
No.
but they were definitely just going off of what he was saying. I was thinking it's almost like an unreliable narrator situation.
Only a little bit, but it's like, as
Yeah.
you said, they should just show how obnoxious he is in the movie
Yeah.
by himself, so it's, like, not really that unreliable, but
Yeah.
more of very surface level. And
Yeah.
that's probably my biggest complaint of the movie. It's very surface level. Did not really show his creative process at all, other than
Yeah.
I make good beats. I
Mhm.
make good rhythms. I didn't even talk about music. I don't even think the word rhythm was used in the movie.
Oh, yeah, it was
So
it was a lot of spotlight, I think, on his confidence and
right,
stuff,
and not
and
so
how
much on
he made it.
creativity,
Yeah, how he
which
made it to the top.
is kind of counterproductive to the medium they chose to tell the story in.
Yeah.
Lego, something super creative, and then the movie fails to show his creativity or his creative process.
Yeah.
Everything just came instantly to him, and it's like,
Yes.
that was, to me, super boring, and, I think this is kinda where I wanna, discuss where the movie fails for me, structurally,
Mhm.
is going into this, I thought it was going to be a biopic,
Mhm.
but after seeing the trailers, it was like interview after interview after interview, and I'm
Mhm.
like, "Oh, it's a documentary."
Yeah.
And they tried to meld those together,
Mhm.
which did not work at all for me, because when you do a documentary, it's mostly just interviews and, like, recreation footage and just, like, actual live footage of events that happened. And in a biopic, it's a dramatization, you have actual paid actors. So this movie would consistently have interviews with people, the real people, and then it will just shift to a scene, or within that scene, it'll just turn into a narrative of like a biopic, and you're counting on those people to be actors then, which they're not. And Pharrell's like very monotonic,
Mhm.
which I can't criticize too much because sometimes I'm very monotonic, and there's just not a lot of a inflection in that performance, and so
Yeah.
it's like, are we performing here or
Mm.
are we telling a story? So that's where it fell apart for me.
So it did definitely lack a bit in the creativity process. I think they really only showed it in the beginning, and then also it did show the a little bit of where he got the ideas for Happy
Mhm.
was when he was like with his son.
Right.
Yeah, which that was good that
It was
they
about
showed
30
that
seconds in the
part.
bathtub.
It was very cute though. I really liked
It
the little baby piece.
Mhm.
Yeah, the interview stuff, I thought it was funny. I liked it because, like, I listened to a lot of the artists that were featured,
Okay.
and so I'm able to kinda see them in my head, and I thought it was funny how they portrayed them,
Mhm.
except Jay-Z. I think they did a horrible job with Jay-Z. They made him way too normal looking
Okay.
in the movie because it's like Jay-Z looks freaking crazy in real life. His wrinkles and stuff, he looks
Okay.
crazy, but they gave him no
'Cause
wrinkles
I saw.
except for the chin thing.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
just gonna
that's the
mention.
only thing they gave him, and maybe like a darker lip on the top here.
And then I
It
was confused. So
didn't
that
look
was
like
supposed to be a
Jay-Z.
wrinkle because I was getting like, are they giving him a double chin
He's got
or
like a big chin.
okay.
Yeah,
That
but it didn't portray it well. Like, if
Mhm.
someone just showed me, what he looked like in the movie, I would have never guessed it was Jay-Z, but I think for a lot of the other characters, they did a good job.
Yeah.
I
Snoop
thought it was
Dogg.
cute. Oh, the Snoop Dogg part was so funny. I
So
liked it.
they made him taller by adding, what was it, one by one bricks under him.
Yeah, one by one.
So
Yeah, I think so.
so instead of
Yeah.
using like the long legs from Avatar or Toy Story.
I was actually thinking that too.
Yeah.
I was surprised they didn't use the larger molds for
Mhm.
the legs. They literally just stuck bricks on regular minifigure leg sizes, which was interesting. I loved the how horrified Pharrell Williams was. Not horrified, but he was a little bit timid
Yeah.
around Snoop Dogg, and it was very funny when they showed the group of Crips just like standing all around Snoop Dogg.
So was I supposed to take from that scene that they
Mhm.
created that beat for Snoop Dogg after getting high? Since they were like writhing
Maybe.
on the floor a little bit.
Yeah, so they
It
in the
was a little
movie,
psychedelic.
yeah, they had, like, the PG spray to show, like, smoke around the room to
And
show that they were smoking pot, you know?
yeah, the emphasize it was not marijuana, so we wouldn't get a PG-13 or R rating.
Yes, yes, and I
So,
thought it was an excellent idea, actually, I loved it. It was so cute. Um, I think that was just showing a part of Pharrell and his buddy, I think his name was Chad.
yes,
Yeah, his Chad's, life, part of their life, where they were doing a little bit of drug abuse, which is a part of a lot of people's lives,
mhm,
especially when they're a bit younger. So, I thought it was nice that they portrayed that just because it was a part of his life. And it's interesting that they did come up with the beat for Snoop Dogg's first, like, really big hit, which is cool.
yeah,
Yeah, and they did that with a lot of artists. They came out with a lot of different beats for
right.
really popular
And,
artists, so
and this is, hip hop I'm not well versed in at all.
mhm,
Uh, and a scene I wanted to talk about was, like, the Gwen Stefani scene,
mhm.
when she was working in the studio and she was talking about 2 worlds coming together. It was they did it very nice visually. But
Yes.
for me, I didn't feel like I got enough of Gwen Stefani's music to
Mm.
show that how different it was from hip hop. So it was
Oh.
like I could have used that musical
You don't know Gwen
enough.
Stefani?
No, I know her, but I
Oh,
mean in
okay.
the film,
Yeah.
they just moved into the song. They didn't play Gwen Stefani's music at all.
No, they did.
I didn't catch it,
Oh,
but
okay. Yeah, they did a couple times,
because
actually.
I only caught the song that he did for her,
Yeah.
and that's why I was like,
Oh,
I'm
like
not
her music without him?
exactly.
Oh, they didn't show that.
Exactly, so
Yeah.
that's why I don't think it worked in a movie term because
Mhm.
you're getting the visual bringing together, but you're
Yeah.
not getting I'm not hearing it coming together.
Oh, okay.
So,
I can see what you mean. Yeah.
so I think that's another part that the movie did poorly.
Yeah. I think they just kind of assumed that you know all these artists.
Right.
Yeah. because there were definitely a few people in there I didn't know. Like,
The
when his wife came up, I was like, "Who is that?"
Right, which I thought was absolutely horrible. Like,
Yeah.
he walks up to her,
Mhm.
basically asks her out. She's like, "Oh, I have a boyfriend," and she's like,
Yeah.
"Do you love him?" And
Yeah.
she's like, or no,
"Would
no,
you
she,
marry
"Would you
him?"
marry him?"
Yeah.
And then she's like, "No," and
Yeah.
he's like, "Well, that means he doesn't love you. You
Yeah.
don't love him then."
Yeah.
And then they start dating, and
Mhm.
she wants to get serious, and he's like, I'm not ready for this." And
Yeah,
I'm
that was
like,
super
"What
weird, yeah.
a jerk move."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah, that
I'm
definitely
like,
was very weird.
I
That's
mean,
where it really shows his, like,
right.
asshole personality.
And I mean, if I was her,
Mhm.
I would probably be like, "I'm done with you."
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
money talks, but
Yeah.
they didn't say that's the reason she stuck
Yeah, like,
around.
I don't really know what the reason was because, like, I don't really know who she is and what
Right,
her life
because
was
apparently
like
she never did an
before.
interview before in this movie.
Yeah, so I wonder if she's literally just, like, a very private person, just
Yeah,
a regular
which
person.
is totally fine,
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting that just, like, a random person
Yeah,
happened to catch his eye, I mean.
mhm.
That's very interesting.
So there were a couple things I saw at the beginning of the film that or concepts or ideas that Lego typically doesn't like to associate with, and, 2 I wanted to mention were, modern military and religion.
Yeah, I was actually surprised about the religion part, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah. The military part, it was fine, you
Yeah.
know? The planes looked super like a classic Lego set, and they kinda dipped their toes into military occasionally with, like, Indiana Jones and stuff. The church stuff was surprising, but I think the focus was what I got at least was, like, gospel music.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And because, like, Pharrell Williams music, there is a lot like, even the Happy song, it's very, oh, how do I explain it? Oh, I'm having brain fog.
Brain fog.
I'm tired. Oh, okay.
Maybe we shouldn't have
Um
done this.
Huh?
Maybe we shouldn't have done
No,
this.
it's fine. I'm just tired right now. Okay. Where should I start?
Uh, well, they left out the Jesus imagery at the beginning and saved that towards the end.
They did. They did constantly have the cross
Mhm.
throughout, with the church and stuff, and it seems like his uncle had a big impact on his life, and I think the uncle was the
Yeah,
pastor.
yeah.
Yeah, and, yeah, like, even with the happy song, gospel music had a huge impact on it. It's
Mhm.
a very gospel-y song, you
Right.
know? So, I can see how it did have a huge impact on his life, so they probably did wanna portray that.
Definitely belongs in the story.
Yeah.
Just, felt a little weird seeing it in Lego.
It was very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like, the most religious thing we have right now is, like, the Notre Dame set,
Right.
which I don't think anyone was mad about it, just
I
because 'cause it's been around for a long
Right, yeah,
time.
and it's being advertised as an architecture set.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
but,
So
to each their own.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just know people are gonna be wanting some military planes now.
Oh, people always want them anyway.
And what's weird
Mhm,
is this movie doesn't have any Lego sets to sell. Like, all the
mhm.
other Lego movies had sets that appeared in the movie to get the kids go buy it. So, this seems it seems so weird to me
Yeah.
because, I know this set is inspired by Pharrell Williams and
Mhm,
creativity, but it's not in the movie.
mhm.
I mean, it's by proxy the movie, but it's like it's kinda stands alone.
The set
And
is confusing.
and then every other Lego movie just pushed out so many sets and product, and
Mhm.
it's weird to see Lego show restraint.
It is very odd, yeah, so I do feel like even though the movie was technically PG, the target audience probably was adults.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and they only came out with 1 set. I'm assuming they're not gonna come out with any more. I feel like that would be kind of weird.
I think they're gonna do like a Snoop Dogg battle pack.
That would be funny
Mhm.
with the Crips.
Mhm.
Crip minifigures.
And the
Oh, dude, I would buy that.
PG spray.
Yeah, the PG spray. Yes. Oh my gosh, so many angry parents if that happened. But this set
Uh,
was very weird for sure. This actual ship and like the whole pastel steam and smoke and everything didn't come up in the movie,
yeah,
which was very odd.
I know we were gonna save this till the end, but
Mhm.
let's just talk about it now since I accidentally brought it up.
Yeah, no, we can talk about it.
So,
Yeah.
do you have what are your feelings on this set?
It's weird. The biggest thing about this set for me right now is that it's vertical, so I could find space for it better than a lot of other sets that are more
Okay.
horizontal. It stands very well. I think structurally it is very cool.
Mhm. Yes, that was the most there's definitely things I learned while building this that I'm probably gonna use in the future. It is incredible how simple this is and how stable it is. So I
Yes.
do enjoy that. I love the parch usage to build up the smoke down here, and the colored plumes are pretty basic, but it's very colorful. And then we have the abacus
Mhm.
of all things, of the friends, and
Yeah.
it from reading the product description on the website, and I guess from Pharrell too, he wanted to create a set that anyone can go over the moon with. So you're supposed to be able to find yourself in that
Oh.
abacus
Oh!
and make yourself an astronaut.
So where are you?
I'm not sure if
I
I'm in
don't
there.
I don't think I'm in there either.
Yeah. So with 30 plus new minifigure heads, and
Mhm.
neither of us are represented.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think I see either of us. That's awkward.
So
Um, it's a cool concept. It's a cool
right.
idea. I don't think it worked.
Mm,
It just looks kind of creepy
right.
instead. So,
So I only bought this set because we were doing this review, and I decided if I don't like it, I will either part it out and use it for mocks,
mhm.
or I will sell it at Bricks and
That's so funny.
Minifigs.
It's like this is trash. I
Right.
just bought it, but it's trash.
Uh, and it's like I would keep the minifig heads, but it's
Mhm.
like I don't have corresponding hands of the right colors because they. I
Yeah.
don't think some of them exist yet.
Yeah, so you would have to find like specific torsos where they're wearing gloves and long
Right.
sleeve shirts, so the color doesn't actually matter. Some of these could be interesting, and maybe they're planning to use some of these prints in future sets. I don't know for what,
Right.
because obviously they can't use any of this in City unless they want to slap the print on a yellow head or something.
Maybe that should be the poll this week. Should
Hmm.
I part this out, sell it,
Yeah.
or keep the heads?
Guys, this set I just bought sucks. What should I do with it? Can you tell me? Because I don't know what to do. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you can keep it for a little bit, like a couple
Yeah.
months,
Yeah, I'm
you
not
know?
gonna decide
Yeah, just to have it around for a little bit.
because we'll see what projects pop up because it's
Yeah.
like
And again, might be a good parts pack.
mhm,
You might eventually use the pieces.
yeah.
Yeah.
So so I kept getting lost in the movie
Yeah.
of when I guess after he first became successful, we kind of lost like his cash flow of like how he was doing well financially. It just
Hmm.
assumed it was going okay, and they just started focusing on artist after artist they were working with. And then I
Oh.
lost that family connection
Hmm.
because like an hour into the movie, it reminds us his grandmother was an inspiration because she died. And then
Yes.
it's like, oh yeah, he had a grandma.
Yeah. I'm wondering if that's actually what happened in real life, is he kind of got disconnected from, like, his parents and grandma and stuff. And with the cash flow thing, it was actually really funny because, like, the first big check he
Yes.
got, he was 19, he immediately goes out, spends all of it. But
It was
yeah, it
like
doesn't.
10,000, right?
I think it
Is
was
what they
20,000.
20? Okay.
Yeah, because I
By the
mean,
time
that's a
I saw the counter, it
very
was
recognizable
10,000.
song. Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they had a counter going down with every spending. I think it started 20K,
Okay.
and then by the end of it, he, like, couldn't pay for dinner or something.
Yeah.
I thought that was very comical. I did like all the silly little things in the movie for sure, but yeah, I'm wondering if it was just IRL, like, he
Mhm.
started disconnecting from family, and, because a huge part of the movie was, like, he started
So,
connecting with people again.
and my counter argument would be
Yeah.
using the language of cinema,
Mhm.
they need to show him not answering the phone, not talking to people, and it's like,
Yeah.
you're not using the medium properly.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. Yeah.
that's another argument in my category is how it fails as a movie.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, because, if the movie was not in Lego form, it would not be entertaining.
exactly,
Yeah.
and, that's something I kept asking myself the entire, uh, time watching the movie was like, "Why is this in Lego?" And I was imagining the raw footage they have filmed of the interviews of what it actually looked like, and I'm like, "Would I be watching this?"
Yeah. And I think the problem is that a lot of the artists that they featured, they're not good at interviews anyway.
Mhm.
They're musical artists, and a lot of them are very, very talented, but they are not meant to, like, be in front of a
And
screen and just sit and talk about their lives and stuff, you know?
and I know they wanted to keep it a surprise, but
Mhm.
they told all the people they were interviewing that was just gonna be a normal interview. It wasn't until at the end of the interview they told him it was gonna be a Lego movie, and the
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg's like, "What?"
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Which is kinda funny.
it's like, I mean, Snoop Dogg's pretty animated no matter what.
Yeah.
Um, but it's
He
like
he's a one that may have been cool to look at, like, with an actual interview, you know, rather
right,
than just minifigure form. I wonder if there's footage somewhere of the actual interviews.
and I hope there is, and because they would have filmed it, and I kept thinking to myself, "Was this cheaper to animate, or would it have been cheaper to actually film on location and do a recreation?" And then how awkward that would that be? Because it gets back to that point of it being a biopic and not having actors doing that. Making it Lego and animating it, does that save it from not having actors to do a biopic?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think he was just trying to be like, "I'm fun and creative," you know? "I'm different from all of you guys."
right,
Yeah, which is funny. If I were to do a documentary, I would also do Lego form.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would do the same thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Be like, "No, don't put me in front of the camera. Just yeah,
I guess
just make
that
me Lego form."
not have, like,
I would
Keanu.
do mini dolls.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. But what if they casted, Keanu Reeves to play you?
As me,
Mhm.
we do look alike. Yeah. But he's playing Shadow the Hedgehog 3, so he's
Okay.
busy right
Busy,
now.
okay. So, what would you title the movie of your life? Not piece by piece, but
Ooh, I would title I don't know.
yeah. I know, I just random question thought in my head.
Yeah, what would you do?
I also don't know.
Yeah?
I don't think there should be a movie on my life.
Yeah, probably. Well, I see though the thing with like the Pharrell Williams movie is I think he is actually kind of an uninteresting person.
Mhm.
Just like personality wise, he's not that interesting. But I think they were trying to show that even a weirdo like him, like this nerd in high school, was able to make it to the top. Like he
Okay.
was able to make his dreams come true because
Yeah.
his dream, I think, was to get out of the hood, get rich, you know,
Mhm.
which is what happened.
Right.
Yeah. So I think they the point of the movie is trying to get you to be like, "I can make my dreams come true too." And, this is a little, like, paper flyer thing that was at some Lego
It
stores.
was even at the movie theater, I saw it on the
Was
counter.
it at the movie
Yeah.
theater? That's funny. Yeah, and it's a piece by piece, basically, advertisement, and then there's also some QR codes on the back. One says, "Win a private hometown screening of Piece by Piece, scan to enter." I was just telling Peter when we went, it already felt like a private screening. There was nobody there except like one family. And then the other QR code says, "Build your own digital minifig with Pharrell Williams," which I tried.
Okay.
Yeah, have you tried it?
No, not yet. I was gonna do
Yeah.
it later tonight, might put some footage in.
Yeah, it's actually fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's essentially I was telling Peter too, like the Lego Builder app, you can kind of like do a little custom avatar thing for a profile, but it sucks, right? There's like no options. This has a really good amount of options to really personalize. So it was fun to do.
Did you save any of the pictures you made?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you redo it, you should save some of those pictures,
Yeah.
and I'll include it, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, so I definitely recommend you guys go online too and try making your own digital minifig. It was actually very fun. Pretty much has nothing to do with the movie,
Mhm.
but like I said, I think they're trying to be like, you can be like Pharrell. You can make it if you want, you know?
So I
So,
should work as hard as possible,
yeah.
be obnoxious, and just make lots of money.
Yeah, he was very obnoxious, but props to him for grinding and hustling because damn, he was doing that. He
And
was
he was
reaching out to
and he
everybody.
was the first artist to do a clothing line, right?
Yeah,
And products.
apparently.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then, he was making too much money after that, and then the evil business lords told him to make pop
Yes.
music, and he
Yeah.
was like, "No, I can't do this evil work anymore and be a
Yes.
sellout," after I just told everyone I was designing fragrances and glasses, and I'm like, you weren't designing glasses. You told people what it to look like, and you had an engineer design them.
Yeah, so in the movie, they did kind of well, not they. It wasn't the movie makers. Pharrell himself, basically,
Okay.
well, and the people around him were kind of like, "Oh, he's kind of going away from, the music and the connection he had with music, and instead he's doing, like, little modeling gigs, clothing lines, fragrance lines for the ladies and stuff." And they represented, like, the corporate stuff with 3 minifigures that were kind of following him around like a little devil on your shoulder, whispering little, naughty things into your ear. Um, that's definitely something I didn't like about the movie was that they separated the greed from Pharrell himself and acted like it was like a different being, even though it's still him.
Right.
Yeah, but they were like, "No, no, no, it was these 3 minifigures following him around," but it's like, "No, Pharrell's a bitch,"
Exactly.
and it's like,
Right.
that's just how he is.
So, would you recommend fans of Lego to watch this?
I would.
Okay.
Yes. The visuals were great.
I
It was
caught
super smooth.
I agree.
Yeah.
Looked very good. I caught myself several times since I was so bored. I was just looking at how they were making stuff in the background out of the
Mhm.
pieces, making sure they were all existing. I noticed the one trophy for whatever award show they were at was like the top of a spear, but it was in like a pearl, not pearl gold, but metallic gold. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then the way they made like throw pillows on the couch, I'm like, that's super cool. Um, so there's enough interest in Lego just to look at the animations and everything. Uh,
Yeah.
would you recommend it more for a Pharrell fan?
I don't think Pharrell fans exist.
Okay.
But I do recommend it to Lego fans firstly because, like you said, all the parts are very interesting to look at, including some non-existent parts. And
Right.
I also really want those Daft Punk helmets.
Yes.
Oh my god, those looked awesome. I would absolutely love some of those parts, but, I would say I would recommend it to, like, music fans, hip hop fans. While I was watching the movie, I was immediately thinking of my best friend, and I was like, "He's gotta watch this movie.
Okay.
He would
Okay.
like this movie." So I do think there is a crowd that would enjoy that movie. It's just I don't think a lot of, fans of hip hop and music in general would go out of their way to go watch a Lego movie. So it's a little bit tricky, you
So
know?
let's do the opposite. What if it was a Netflix series and it was like a traditional documentary, 8 episodes? Do you think it would be better
Oh,
for music fans that way instead of the Lego element?
it might be. Yeah. Yeah, if it was, like, hours long and they actually went into depth more of, like, the
Hmm.
music making and stuff, um, yeah, I'm not really sure what how this happened.
Right. Yeah. I was confused before. I was confused during, and I'm still confused now.
Yeah,
Uh,
I like it though.
I'm just I think it's has good ideas, looks nice,
Mhm.
but I don't think it's a good movie.
Yeah, it is very put together though,
Piece by
visually.
piece.
Yeah, yeah. All the like the artists behind the movie itself did an excellent job. Um, yeah, and it was very comparable to all the other Lego movies, if not better. The
Yeah.
visuals, it was fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think the last thing I want to ask is how would you rank this amongst other Lego movies?
Ooh, so
Because
here's the
I
thing.
know
I
you haven't
haven't.
seen too many of them,
Yeah, I
right?
haven't. I've only seen the first one all the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it better than the first Lego movie?
Um, you know what? It's been since my first high school date since
Oh,
I've seen the
okay.
Lego movie. I saw it in theater when it first came out.
Okay.
Yeah. But I have seen a lot of the popular scenes from it,
Okay.
and I think I would prefer this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think I would. Just because the funny, more adult jokes were more humorous to me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do resonate with music a lot too, so I felt like I understood at least like the first part of the movie when Pharrell really describes the
Right.
connection to music.
And I don't think this is a conversation we've ever had, but
Mhm,
I'm somewhat of a trained musician,
mhm.
and that part fell flat for me. I didn't connect with that music.
Oh,
It might just be because I'm super technical minded. I like the compositions and
yeah.
the mathematics, or just studying it and like why things work together.
Mhm,
and it's just I didn't get any of that from this movie.
Oh, really? I got it.
Yeah.
I was like, I get it. I get it, Pharrell. You know, sort of the soul connection, I guess, to music, from a young age and stuff.
Mhm.
I get that, but I don't think I'm different from anybody else, though. I would assume most people feel like a connection to
I gue
music,
I guess I
so
should rephrase myself. I
yeah,
understand his connection with music.
yeah.
I just it I don't think you can learn about music from this movie, like,
Yeah,
because they just kept representing all his different ideas by, like, combination of 3 or 4 bricks that he was storing and
yeah,
super colorful, and they just tapped the rhythm, and
which was kinda cute. I kinda like
it's
those little builds,
cute,
yeah,
but at the same
yeah,
time, it's just like, I wanted to see more of a creative process.
yeah.
I'm like, "Should does a syncopation work here?" Yeah, yeah.
I guess it truly was just a biography,
Yeah,
rather than, "Oh, come learn music," you know? Um,
I guess that's what I should have expected from a wide release movie, like,
yeah,
instead of, like, a docuseries or a serious documentary.
I did love Kendrick Lamar, the scene in there,
Which one was that?
"It gon' be alright."
Okay.
I love that song. Amazing album, by the way, To Pimp a Butterfly. Amazing. I didn't even know that Pharrell, like, worked on that song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, "Dude, I freaking love Kendrick." I didn't know he was a part of it, you know? So I really liked that. I wish we got a Kendrick Lamar piece
Yeah,
in the set with the crown.
and, oh, man, uh, so many good pieces.
I
It's like,
know, and, like, different colors, like, molds with colors that I haven't seen before.
could you imagine a CMF series?
Oh my gosh, it would be so cool. And, like, I don't know if this exists. Maybe I haven't seen it. Maybe it was in older sets or something, but they had the crystal piece that was a solid yellow.
Yeah, for french fries. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and I was like, "Do those exist?" Because I've only seen, like, the translucent versions of
mhm.
those, and I was like,
Yeah,
"If that
I don't think
exists,
it
I need
does.
that," which, by the way, I love the whole McDonald's thing
I didn't know that.
with
Goodness.
the, Pharrell Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Working at McDonald's and stuff, and then, like, dealing chicken nuggets in the back of the
And then
store.
doing the jingle years later.
Yeah, that's
I didn't know that.
funny.
That's
That's funny,
yeah.
like, he got fired or something from McDonald's, and then years later, he's doing the jingle for them. I love that, actually. Good for him,
I wor
good for him.
I worked at McDonald's for 3 years
Oh,
too.
did you really?
Mhm.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Did you
so
make so you're gonna make the jingle soon?
mhm, and, my
I wish you
career is gonna
luck.
take off.
I wish you luck. Yeah, it was really funny also, parts I liked was when he had, like, his depressive moments. I mean, he's just wiping his tears with, $100 bills, swimming in the pool of his private mansion. I'm like, "Ah, bro, you
That
made it already. Settle
yeah,
down.
it's like,
Settle down.
you don't
You're
have to
good."
do another thing. You could
Yeah, like,
you
I get it. You can be depressed. You can be rich and depressed. But most of us already have depression out anyway, but we're not
mhm,
that rich.
and,
Settle down.
and you can make your own songs for yourself to enjoy, you know?
Yeah.
Don't have to sell it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, if
At
you're
that
already a
point.
multimillionaire,
Uh,
do your own thing.
but, did you notice, the big figure in the sky that came to him and, brought gave him the motivation to get back there and make music again? Carl Sagan. You
Yes.
know Carl Sagan?
No, but
Oh,
he did show up a couple times. I
okay,
was like, "I don't get this
okay.
reference."
So, he's an astrophysicist,
Yeah. That was
and
my assumption.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they showed a little bit of at the beginning. He had a show in the late 70s on PBS called Cosmos,
Mhm,
and he basically was able to take these big science concepts
mhm,
and relay them to the layman and explain these, make it science relatable. So he's most famously known as a science communicator.
mhm.
And I know we also looked at the Lego Ideas Voyager probe, so he
Yes.
helped on that project.
Oh, he
So he
did.
did because on that probe they have a plaque of like the human being and
Mhm,
uh, male and female, and just basically it was like a message they wanted to put on there how to communicate with aliens or tell them as much about ourselves with pictographs.
I've seen that
So
before.
yeah, so
Yeah,
he helped
I've
with
read
that.
about that. That's very cool.
So anyway,
Very comparable to Pharrell Williams.
yes, exact. Well, I'm getting there.
Yeah,
So in his show,
yeah.
they would go around the universe and all of time and space
Mhm,
in the ship of the imagination. And he had this very peculiar way he spoke. He always spoke like this. And this Lego set here, you may have noticed there's no fuel tanks on this shuttle. but it is powered by the imagination. So
With imagination, anything is possible.
yeah. So,
I'm sure that guy will agree.
but yeah, so Carl Sagan gave him that motivation so he could go write to stay up all night and
So
get
that guy's
lucky.
still alive?
No, he died in like the
Oh,
90s.
okay. I was about to say, I wonder how he feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What if he's like a big Pharrell fan? He's like, oh yeah, I love Jay-Z, bro. I love Jay-Z. What a rock star.
Oh,
That would be funny.
but yeah. So, well, thanks for joining us on our movie review. We've never done this
Indeed.
before, and we only
Yeah.
did it because it's Lego, and we thought it would be a cool departure.
Yeah.
You want to hear our thoughts?
And I liked it. If you're a hip hop fan and stuff, if you're fans of like Pusha T, Jay Z, Missy Elliott, Gwen
Timbaland.
Stefani, Timbaland, who I read is his cousin,
I
which they didn't mention in the movie. I heard.
wow.
That's what I saw on Wikipedia.
Oh
Is that
wow.
Pharrell and Timbaland are cousins? Which
I didn't
is
know they like so many people came out of Virginia Beach.
yeah,
So
apparently.
that was news to me. So
Yeah.
I learned a lot.
Oh, for
Missy
sure.
Elliott.
Mhm. We love
So,
her.
but yeah,
That's interesting.
next week we're gonna talk about mini dolls and how terrible they are.
No, how great they are.
Oh,
And they're
no,
gonna
no, no,
take
no, no.
over the
We have the
world.
clickbait title of like, how bad are they? How
Mini
bad are
dolls
they?
suck.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see you next week when we go 2 sets deep.
Thanks for watching. We'll see ya.
Yeah. Wasn't that a little weird with Carl Sagan inspiring
His
him?
floating head.
Yeah.
Talking to
And
him.
then he went and wrote that Daft Punk song, "Stay Up All Night to Get Lucky."
Great song.
Yeah. So basically, just to get laid.
Maybe.
Wow.
I'm into it. I'll get behind it.
Uh.